Hello, my name is Anne, and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits July weekly vlogs, part 3, week 3, the third in the series. How y'all doing? Today is Wednesday, and July 17th. I can't believe how quickly July is going. It's still rather hot out. Yes, like terribly very hot. Almost to the point that I am now completely fed up of it. It's not the heat, well, it is the heat. I mean, we all love having a nice hot summer, right? We like sitting out in the garden and sun tanning, going in the pool, all that kind of business. It's the humidity. It's like walking into soup outside. It really is. So the only time I go out is if we have to go into the next town over for shopping, and we're in the air-conditioned car, and then you go into the air-conditioned shops, and then you come home. I would love to be able to sit in my backyard and read a book or do my knitting in the backyard, but it's too hot. Too bloody hot. So here I am in the house. So, since I last saw you, because it's been a couple of days since I've picked up the camera, just because we've been running around doing stuff. Yesterday I had physio. Oh, I'm telling you, it's getting better, and I can see that the physio is helping and the exercises are helping it, but it hurt like mad yesterday afternoon. I had to come home and go to bed. I mean, I feel like that's all I say these days. I'm having a nap or I'm going to lie down. But we also went yesterday evening to see my brother-in-law, who lives over in Quebec, in the province of Quebec, which is just really across the water. It sounds very grand when you say that. I live in Ontario. He lives in Quebec. He lives in Gatineau, which is just across the road from, you just cross a bridge and you're there. So we did quite a bit of driving yesterday. Because it takes us about an hour and 10-15 minutes to get there, maybe, from our house. So I did work a lot on my brother's sock and got at least 20 rows done. So that's good. And I have, maybe I got 24 rows done, which is pretty good. And then I just have 25 more to go, I think, before I start. Or do I need to do 60? What did I do on this one? So I've still got, so I've still got a fair amount. There's my other stitch markers. So every time I've done my 10, I take the stitch marker out. And so that would be 30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, so I guess I still have a fair ways to go. But it's coming on. This yarn is the Footsie yarn from King Cole. And this one is called Passion Fruit. So it's really cool. And I have never done, when I've knit before, I usually knit socks on 2.25, sometimes 2.5, but these are on a 3.25. So, however, it's a little different in that the pattern, and I'll leave a link below to the pattern for you. It's from King Cole, specifically for these socks. And it is, you start with your 72, which is what I would do for his regular sock. But I end up coming down to a 64. So his is knit as a 64. Ow. Yes, so that's been my car knitting. So that's coming on splendidly. Last night I worked on my Stephen West socks, and because the new Clue came out, Clue 2 is getting us to do the cuff and the heel. Now the heel flap and turn is in brioche, or you can do it in garter. The garter looks boring. I'm not that brilliant at brioche, but hey, this is the whole point of doing a Stephen West sock, is you get out of your comfort zone and you try something new. I know I can do brioche. It's just a case of him holding my hand while I remember what we do. So here so far is the cuff that we had to cast on. We are now on 4 DPNs. So I have got that far. He suggested we do a certain amount of rows before we then change to one of our color pops. So I think I'm going to go with this color. What do you think? As my color pop at the top of the sock, at the top of the cuff. So yeah, this is, I still don't know which is the front, which is the back. I'm not going to really know, I don't think, until, or is that the side? I have no idea. Until I actually start the heel, because then he's going to tell us where to start picking up stitches. Like, this was interesting picking these stitches up, because at first I had picked them up going the wrong way, and then I realized, oh wait, no, that's not right. So it would have been okay if I was doing the left sock or the right sock, but I'm doing the left sock, or maybe it is the right sock. They're different. It's not the same, just because of, I guess, the way the pattern is going to sit on your leg. But I'm only making one, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm just following whatever it is. I think the right sock, or is it the left sock? The first one in the pattern. I don't know. So that's what I'm following, and I've got my little progress keeper to mark the beginning of my round. That's from Linda and June. Well, it's actually from Linda because it's in her Disley bag. And I love that she does this in all of her bags. I wish I could do that, but she thought of it first. I'm not going to copy her. She puts this little thing in her bags, which has a stitch markers, and a progress keeper. Isn't that cool? I love that idea. So yeah, so Stephen West is coming on well. Last night, that was last night. Tonight, I think I'm going to, I feel like cross stitching tonight. So tonight I am going to work on this. I have finished it, all the actual crosses. So now it's a case of doing the back stitch. There's not an awful lot of back stitch. It's the stars here around these buttons. And I think this is the whole, this might be back stitched. And I'm not even sure if this is. And then I get to sew the actual real buttons on too. So I'm really enjoying this. So, and I feel like I'm just gonna hold this and stitch in hand when I back stitch. But I might change my mind. I always say I'm gonna stitch in hand, and I never do, because I'm always uncomfortable with it. I always don't feel like I'm, but this is small, so it might work. So I'm gonna work on that tonight. And then tomorrow night, I'll be going to Knit Club to work on my Rununculus, and I have got quite a bit done of the body now. So, oh, it's hard to show you. There is the body. I did the color change. Not really sure I like how I did the color change. I probably should have done 2 rows, not 3 in between as I faded into the, but I'm totally out of this color yarn, so it's not like I can add any or do anything different. So, and I wanted to use it all up. So I think that's why I went with 3 rows of each color rather than 2. It doesn't look too bad on the back. Well, maybe it does. Anyway, totally love this sweater. So this, now that I'm just at this easy part with just the one color, it's just a case of knitting it till it's long enough to put the rib on. And yeah. Oh, and then I also, what did I do with it? I made this today. This was my Sewers Club basket. I had an awful time doing the screws, and I made a complete mess. of the inside of one because I couldn't get it through, and I had to end up cutting the fabric, and I was hoping that it would screw down. I might glue that in. If you can see just there, I had to make a big hole for it, and then it just keeps coming undone. Not the screw, the thing, but so I have all my, which is what I wanted it for, to put all my clips in. But it came out really good, and I did enjoy these. These were hard to put in, I'm not gonna lie. And putting the bottom on was hard just because of all the fabric and the foam. Well, hard for me. It might not be hard for somebody that's used to using that foam, but I'm not. So I did find it a little bit hard. But anyway, it turned out, I'm really thrilled with it. I think it turned out really, really, it's much bigger than I thought. Like this is my little floss bitty bags that I make and sell in my shop for cross stitches to use for their waist bits of thread. And this one's Peter Rabbit, look. Oh, is he so cute? There's the Flopsy bunnies, there's Peter. And these are fully reversible. And I thought it was going to be just a tiny bit bigger than that. It's actually a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger. Anyway, I love it and would highly recommend this as a project. It was really fun to do. And I will leave some descriptions below and links where you can go. And the way Sewers Club works is you have to order by the 20th of the month that you're in, and they then ship you the box. It's a subscription, so it's a monthly thing, and it's a little surprise each month. We never know what we're getting until we get it. And it ships out on the 27th, and it will be, so for example, if you order by the 20th of July, it'll ship out on the 27th of July, and it's the August box. So you can't order this one anymore. As if you sign up for the subscription, you wouldn't get this one, but you can buy this if they have leftovers after everything's been mailed out. You can just buy this one project if you want to do this one project as the box on its own on their website. Again, I'll leave a link below. And if you are subscribing and use the code N12, you will get $12 off your first subscription box. Ooh. Anyway, I had a lot of fun making this, and you will have seen from the video I posted up last week. But anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go make something to eat. It's 20 to 6, I'm starving, Marvin. And I'm gonna just sit and cross stitch tonight. So I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Bye. Sitting out in my backyard, having my lunch. No squirrels today. I think Toby scared them all off. Hello. Finally, the weather's warm enough to sit outside, which is what I plan to do this afternoon, providing the wasps that are over there don't get in the way. What do you want? Oh, you're not having my sandwich? Leave it alone. No. Cheese and onion sandwich. So I thought I'd come and sit outside and do some cross stitch. I'm nearly finished this, so I'm anxious to finish it. This is my Bothy's Thread Eat Sleep Craft Repeat, and I just have to finish I got all this done last night. Isn't that lovely? I love backstitch. I know a lot of people don't like it, but because that just totally makes it pop. And you can just see I've only done the R on the repeat, so I just have to do the rest of that and then sew on the buttons. It's so pretty. So this is the first box that Bothy Threads put out. I purchased it as soon as it went on sale because I knew I wanted to get it more so for this. And the pin badge and all the other little goodies you get. Go dark my glasses off. You can't even see my eyes. So I'm going to sit here and do that. I've got my iPad so I can catch up on some of my YouTubes. I need to catch up on Emily's and see who else has put something up today. I've been chatting to Alex from My Yarny Corner on Messenger. She's leading me down rabbit holes. That's all I'm gonna say. She's leading me down rabbit holes. And yeah, so I'm gonna sit out, enjoy it. Had a great time last night at Knit Club. Got quite a bit done on my Rununculus, so that's good. And I might try it on later. I might put it on cords and try it on, see how long I want it to be. I feel like it's gonna still be longer. The pink one I made wasn't as long as I wanted because I kept trying to I keep trying to pull it down, so I think I must need it to be longer. Although I think it is a short top, is it not? But anyway, I like them longer to cover the belly. Anyway, I'm going to sit, have my cup of tea, have my cheese sandwich. Actually, it's cheese and tomato, not cheese and pickle, because I haven't got any pickles at the minute. I'll have to go to Mrs. McGargle's. So it's cheese and tomato sandwich, and I'm going to have that now and stitch. Talk to you later. Hello, my lovelies. It is Friday evening, and before I settle down to do some knitting and watch telly, I'm watching How to Get Away with Murder. Don't get any ideas. I think I watched season 1 and season 2 and then forgot all about it. I think this whole thing has ended now, but there's like 6 seasons, so I'm like, we better catch up. And when Bob's at work, I like something that I know he's not going to watch. So, you know, I don't think he'd watch that. I hope he doesn't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love my Bob. Anyway, so I just thought I'd show you. You look a little high there. I just thought I'd show you what I got up to this afternoon because, do you remember I was sitting on the back deck and I was going to sew? I finished it. And I put all the buttons on. And I always sign my name at the bottom and put the year, always, on my cross stitches. Let me see if I can put it behind this. It might be easier to show you and you can see it better. How's that? But it is love. Look at these buttons. Aren't they the cutest ever? Especially this one. So I thoroughly enjoyed making that. I thought this would be the most boring part, and it actually was the nicest part to stitch. So I'm super excited that I finished it today. Really excited. So that was good. So now I just have to get a frame for it. I've already got the sticky back foam stuff, so I just have to get a frame. And I think it's a 8x10 opening. So it should be pretty easy to pick one up. And it's going to go in here. So I just have to decide whether I want wood, white, whatever. So next time I'm out shopping, I'll have a look. The other thing I did, you remember these snippets that I got from Cotton Cuts? They sent me a bunch of these like snippy bits of, it's where they're cutting out all their triangles and pieces for us. They have, so all these funny, they sent me all these like funny shapes of the fabric that I'm going to be working with for the next Cotton Cuts quilt, which is, my colorway is going to be Crimson Canyon. So these are all these colors. So they sent me the snippets and said, make something. So I said, okay. And I grabbed one of these. In every one of your monthly packages, you get one of these little cards. So you can just color the way you want and then decide what fabric you want. If you're making a full quilt, for example, in this block, or there's just the block there. So they send you these cards. So I decided to use this one. This is the April one. And there's my block I made. Now, I was trying to do this. I didn't have, that was the last, I could not squish enough pieces to make the full piece around the outside from all my bits. And at one time I was going to do the inside borders in this, but again, I wouldn't have had enough. But I still think it looks really lovely. This is a Churn Dash block in the quilting world. Isn't that cute? I think it turned out really sweet, but it's nice to see how the colors will go when I actually work on Wild West, which is the name of that particular quilt. So I'm really happy with that. So yeah, I got that done today, this afternoon, and didn't have a nap today, but I wasn't tired, so that's okay. Now tonight, as you know, I've been working on my Stephen West. I'm on clue 2, so I have completed the cuff on that, which turned out, I was going to do this in the red, remember? But I changed my mind and decided to go with the blue because I wanted the red for the heel flap, and I'm doing brioche. Oh, look at me go. Yeah. So if you don't know what brioche is, it's really good. It's very squishy and thick. So it'll be lovely on the heel in the back of your shoe. So you use 2 colors at the same time. So I'm using the pinky color, peachy color, and my main color. And you go across one way with your stitches and make, what do they call them? A brioche purl and a brioche knit. So you go one way and then you slide this back to the other end of your needle and pick the other color up, and you do the same again, then you turn. So here's what the back, isn't the back lovely? I actually wished I'd have done it that way so that this would be the outside of the heel, not the inside. So I'm going to finish this tonight and do the heel turn, which I think is just in the purple. And then I'll be all ready for Tuesdays and the next clue. I've never been this on top of clues with a Stephen West make-along. Mind you, I'm only making 1 sock. Let's be real. I'm only doing 1 sock. But yeah, I really like it so far. So yeah, so I thought I'd just come on and say that to you. And I'm going to go and finish watching my show. I just had my tea. You can tell Bob's not home for lunch or suppers on this shift because I just had a sandwich for lunch. And tonight I had egg chips and beans. Chips as in french fries. But yeah, that was my big old supper tonight. Gotta say I love it though. Really love my egg chips and beans. I was going to put ham with it, but didn't have any. So I didn't. And I'm going to go. All right. So I hope you have enjoyed this week's vlog. Today is actually Monday now. I didn't do much recording on Sunday. We were over at the kids. And I will tell you all about that next week. And yeah, so we'll see you then. Have a great week. Bye.